Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Hi, my name is PK. This is Bookeemonsters, and it is Monday, November 6th. And we're going to be looking at new releases this week, as we do every week. Mondays, we do cozy mysteries. So we'll see what's out and about. Let's take a look at who is saying good morning. Good morning, Mary, and everyone. Happy Monday. Still trying to get used to the new time. The girls are mixed up. Yeah, the pets have it the hardest. Absolutely. Like, no, it's time to do this. It's time. No, it's not yet. And Mary says, hi, Annalise. Annalise says, hi, Mary. How was your show? And Mary said, Annalise, we went from daylight savings time to regular time and moved our clocks back 1 hour on Sunday. Makes for long nights. But you understand that, I'm sure. My show was dismal. Oh, no. Lots of vendors and a fair number of people. Just no one buying. Really? You'd think they'd be looking for, like, Christmas stuff by now. We've crossed the threshold. Lots of compliments on my things, just very few sales. Do you have a business card or anything that you can hand out that people can contact you when they are in a mood? At least we set the clock back last week. Very confusing every time. It's been dark since 5. Yep, here because of no snow. It's depressing. Yep, it is. It's dark, but this is the real time. The summer hours are the ones that got manipulated. This is what real time is. So yeah. Um, I had a good reading week, and I started A Traitor in Whitehall by Julia Kelly. It's a first in a historical mystery set during World War II, right at the beginning of the Blitz in England. And The Puzzle Master by Danielle Trussoni, which was one of 3 library books that came available for me all at the same time this weekend. So I'm hoping to get through both of these rather quickly and keep on trucking that way. All right, let us jump into new releases. Time is ticking. Lots of cows, they say. All right, well, let's see. Of course, the big news this week is in fantasy. It will just absolutely explode this week on BookTube. The sequel to Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros comes out tomorrow, and people are just absolutely gobsmacked, giddy, squeeing all over the place because that's coming out tomorrow. Also, the sequel to Legends and Lattes, which is another hyped book. So tomorrow is a happy day for fantasy peoples. I read Fourth Wing. I've tried to read Legends and Lattes. I just can't get into it at this time. So Mary says that's odd. Yeah, exactly. I had nothing for a very long time, and then boom, everything. It drives you crazy. So it's technically for the 7th. We can look at some covers here, maybe. Violet Vendetta by Joanne Keeter, 5th in the Charming series. Helena Marchmont Bunbury, A Dangerous Lesson, 17th in that series by Helena Marchmont. Royally Whacked by Catherine Michael, 2nd in the Duchess of Snodsbury series. PC James and Catherine Michael. Also last week, Murder and a Tequila Sunrise by Elizabeth Clover. That's first in the Sunrise Cafe. Dagger of Death at Honeychurch Hall by Hannah Dennison, 10th in that series. Last Stop on the Murder Express by it's Olga Pushkin, number 3 by C.J. Farrington. Sorry, we're just looking at titles and covers here while we get up to the ones for this week. This was the end of last week. Thanksgiving Treachery by Tanya Kappas, number 7 in her holiday series. Murder by the Stroke, Fiona Quinn, number 12 by C.S. McDonald. Poppy Takes the Lead, number 3 in Lee Russell series. All Aboard for Sabotage by Nellie H. Steele. Doesn't say where that is in series. Baffling Bewitchment by Trisha Tildy, 3rd in the Irish Incantations series. Last Friday, Murder at Everham Hall. Benedict Brown, Mary's Quinn, number 1. Last Dance in Salzburg by Vivian Conroy, number 4 in the Miss Ashford Investigates. My mom's reading that series. She likes it. Murder Before Dawn by Delta James. Mystery, She Wrote, number 1. A Murderous Tryst by Lynn Messina, 12th in the Beatrice Hyde Clare series, historical mystery. Candy Canine Christmas Caper and the Bow Wow Bakery. Okay, number 3 in the Doggy Bakery by Belinda Page. Sell, Bark, Repeat by Summer Prescott, Junkyard Dogs, number 5. A Calamity of Contagious Curses, Wags to Riches, number 2 by Cordelia Rook. A Call of Murder by Sydney Tate, Antique Murder, number 3. Murder Most Foul by Corinne Winters, Cats Walking Dogs, number 6. And Zephyrs and Zombies by Diana Zarissa, Isle of Man Ghostly, number 26. Musaka and Murder by Joy Patrick, number 2 in the J.J. Kamaris series. We're getting there. Bright Night Felony by Carolyn Ritter Aspenson, Richie Holiday, number 1. That's a good cover. The Murder Awards by Amy Rowlings, number 3 by T.A. Belshaw. That looks Art Deco-ish. Festive Felony in Kingfisher Falls by Philippa Nefri Clark. Charlotte Dean, number 5. The Inca's Curse by Ellen Reed, Thornton, number 2. And now we are on today, November 6th. Murder on Ivywick Island, Ruth Gordon, number 3 by Peter J. Black. Series books are always difficult for us in the library because you had to keep up with the series and you missed 1 or 2. Well, exactly. And you have to have the first one. Libraries always are missing like the first one. At least I took your advice, Mary, about the war. I didn't let it run my life. Thanks. Awesome. Thank you for helping out a friend. Murder on Ivywick Island by Peter J. Black, 3rd of the Ruth Morgan mystery series. A remote island, an impossible riddle, a determined killer. Ready for some family catch-up time before her next food consulting job, Ruth Morgan arrives at Ivywick Island. But no sooner does she step off the boat than her sister asks for help locating a missing will. Without it, Margaret and her husband are about to lose their home and everything they've worked for. Ruth agrees not only out of loyalty, but for the chance to atone for past mistakes where she put her love of solving mysteries before family. However, there's far more at play than a simple document, and things take a nasty turn when Ruth finds their beloved butler murdered. With a riddle obscuring the will's hiding place, and every choice Ruth makes bringing her family closer to danger, can she solve the puzzles before the killer strikes again? Mystery at Saltwater Cottages by Claire Chase. 11th in the Eve Mallow series. Saltwater Cottages, Saxford's new arts and crafts center, is pretty as a picture, but when murder makes a blot on the landscape, Eve Mallow must draw on all her detective skills to solve the case. When beautiful Saltwater Cottages opens, offering art courses and charming surroundings, Eve Mallow and best friend Viv sign up straight away. His brother Simon is in charge, and they all want him to succeed. But from the start, Eve finds herself in a sticky situation. Famous guest artist Nina Field is a complete nightmare, painting everyone in a bad light. So when Eve finds her body in Blind Eye Wood, there's no shortage of suspects, but who could have hated her enough to take her life? Was it the curiously overqualified cook, the secretive manager, or the chatty receptionist mysteriously missing at the time of the murder, etc., etc.? Murders at the Rookery Grange Retreat by Gina Kirkham. Christmas Eve, 1989. A couple is found slumped in front of their twinkling Christmas tree in an apparent murder-suicide. Today, librarian Prue Pierce is preparing for her wedding to police detective Andy Barnes. But after one of her Women's Institute friends suffers a suspicious accident at Rookery Grange, a home for the elderly and infirm, Prue and the other ladies are on alert And when one of the residents is asphyxiated with a pillow, no one can rest easy. With her wedding taking a disastrous turn and a killer on the loose, the part-time detective makes another vow to investigate and solve the mystery. Will she unravel generations of murder secrets and find the culprit? And if you are following Killer Cozy's group on YouTube and Discord, the scavenger hunt this Sunday is green on the cover. This would qualify, as would a few of these, wouldn't they? Mary said, good for you. Hard, it doesn't mean you don't care. Exactly. Because your energy contributes to the world's energy. And if you put fear energy into what is going on over there, it just adds more to the fear energy. If you're putting non-fear energy towards that, and as you live it, that raises the level of energy overall. Very kind of like the sound of the Saltwater Cottages book. Yeah, that sounds kind of interesting. I knew that. All right, cranberry blend. Yeah, Keo is kind of restless here. He's not taking to the time change very well. Hello, baby. Oops, don't knock the phone. By Kennedy Lane, 25th in the Paramore Bay Cozy Paranormal Mystery. Just going to double check. It doesn't tell us how many pages. They're being sneaky. This is another green on cover if you're looking. There is a lot to be thankful for in this quirky whodunit. Cornbread dressing, candied yams, and creamy mashed potatoes are just some of the delicious side dishes that will be served at the table this Thanksgiving holiday. And you'll also want to get ready for Leo's mystery dish. Unfortunately, no one counted on taste testing judge keeling over after sampling the cranberry sauce in a side dish competition held days before the grand holiday meal. Raven, Mr. Leo, and the gang might need to call upon the new coven members to help figure out this murder mystery. Seasonal for Thanksgiving in the US. Quilty as Charged. Crooked Quilt #1 by Mel Morgan. Ooh, just squeaked over the 100-page mark. This is a novella, Kindle Unlimited. Murderers don't always follow a pattern. When police sketch artist Marla Larson agrees to manage the family quilt shop, the arrangement is temporary. Marla is no quilter, but she doesn't mind coming home to Crooked Falls, Minnesota, where the people are politely nosy, and the pines reach the starry sky. Marla never expected to find a dead guy in the shop, and with her ex working as the new chief of police, the investigation gets complicated. Add 2 bug-eating cats and 3 cantankerous customers, and Marla will have all the help she wants to get the job done. How will Marla manage both crooked quilts and solving a crime? What will happen when someone in town turns out to be guilty as charged? Ba-dum-bum. Oh, Keo's doing good. He's doing good. He's not necessarily happy with his elimination diet where we're trying to figure out what he's allergic to. He's not eating hydrolyzed food. He'd much rather have other food. Antiques Foe. Whoops. How about sharing it? Antiques Foe by Barbara Allen, 17th in series. And looks like we have a baseball theme here. So if you're missing the World Series, which apparently ended last week, you get your last taste of it here. Eccentric antiques dealer and amateur sleuth Vivian Bourne finds herself in jail again when a podcast star is found dead in her hotel room in this trash and treasures cozy mystery. When popular podcaster Nicole Chatterton wants an interview for Killers Caught, true crime author Vivian Bourne is overjoyed. Finally, some recognition for the sleuthing skills the septuagenarian antiques dealer and her daughter Brandy have demonstrated, solving countless crimes in their small hometown of Serenity, Iowa. Apparently 16 of them. Dolled up and dressed to the nines, Vivian figures the interview is going swimmingly until Nicole turns the tables, accusing the mother daughter duo of committing the very crimes they solved. Shocked and affronted, and with a spiteful tirade captured by the cameras, Vivian breaks off the interview, ejecting the rude podcaster from the premises of the trash and treasures shop. How dare the woman? Later, when Vivian pays the podcaster a follow up visit at the women's hotel, hoping to smooth things out and set the record straight, a very dead Nicole is waiting. Caught as the killer, true to the podcast title by producer Claire Shields, Vivian finds herself behind bars. Now it's up to Brandy to determine who really did the dire deed before their fiendish foe can strike again. Well, that had nothing really to do with baseball, so why do they have like baseball markings on there? That's weird. Sounds interesting. Maybe something my mom would be interested in too. Hmm. Now this is a beautiful cover. Under the Cocoon Moon, third in the Olivia Penn mystery series. Yeah, by Kathleen Bailey. Keo is very restless. To him, it's way past time we should have been living. A dead body in the woods, a rare sapphire is missing. The connection changes her life forever. Olivia Penn is looking forward to spending time with her friends and family over the holidays in her hometown of Apple Station, Virginia. Hey, Mary, it's Virginia. The Christmas season's spirit has sparked a new romance, and all is looking merry and bright until she is mistaken for a dead woman. When a stranger makes a wild accusation involving the parents of the man she's falling for, Olivia faces a no-win situation. As evidence mounts supporting the claim, a mysterious murder occurs near her father's cabin that attracts the attention of the FBI. Wedged between mother and son, Olivia investigates to clear his family's name while matching wits with the legendary thief. With the clock ticking, Olivia must set a trap using herself as the bait, or the killer may disappear without a trace. He disappears. You don't put yourself as bait, sorry. Her new love hangs in the balance, and her life is on the line. Justice will hinge on 60 minutes and a phone call. Will the call be answered, or will the thief recover the sapphire and silence her forever? Yeah, you don't. Look at the cover, look at the author. This is 62 pages. We will be moving on. The Enigma of the Ethereal Echo by Miranda Rose Barker. Many people are very much looking forward to this one. If you like super cozy, this is your series. This is Twilight Falls by Juno Black, fourth in the Shady Hollow Mysteries. This is where the animals are people. It's spring in Shady Hollow, and romance is in the air. Even reporter Vera Vixen is caught up in the season as her relationship with new police chief Orville Braun blossoms. But true love is not always smooth sailing, as two of the Hollow's young residents come to find. Jonah Atwater and Stacia von Beaverpelt find themselves battling their families in order to be together. And when Jonah's father, Shelby, goes over the top of Twilight Falls, all signs point to Stacia being the murderer. That evidence against Stacia appears overwhelming, and Orville arrests her. It looks like the case is closed, but Vera isn't so sure. There are almost too many clues indicating Stacia is the killer, leading her to suspect someone is setting Stacia up. Besides, what about the mysterious ghostly creature skulking around at night? Maybe he or she was involved. As Vera investigates further, her sleuthing puts her in direct opposition to Orville, and soon she's stirred up a hornet's nest of trouble. That is the coziest of the cozies, if you are looking for that. Reese Bowen, big name, big name. This is 17th in the Royal Spinus series. I've read the first one. I couldn't get into this series. I'm not saying it's ruled out completely. It's not my favorite of hers, but this is 17th in series. Lady Georgiana Rannoch is looking forward to her first ever turn as hostess for her very own house party when the festivities lead to murder. Georgie, back home at her estate in Ainsley, perhaps, impatiently waits the birth of her baby, but she has plenty to occupy her. Her new chef, Pierre, has arrived from Paris, and Sir Hubert, who owns Ainsley, is back from his latest expedition. It's time for Georgie to throw her first house party to celebrate his return and show off her new chef. The dinner party is a smashing success. Sir Mortimer Mordred, famous author of creepy gothic horror novels, is one of the guests. He recently purchased a nearby Elizabethan manor nearby because it has a famous poison garden. After dinner, Sir Mortimer approaches Georgie and asks to borrow her new chef for his upcoming party, and Georgie and Darcy, her dashing husband, are invited. The tour of the poison garden is fascinating, as is Mr. Mortimer's laboratory. Shockingly, just after the banquet, several of the guests become sick, and one dies, apparently poisoned by berries from the garden. But how could this be when they all ate the same meal and the same delectable dessert? Georgie has to find the culprit to save her new chef and her own reputation, all before her bundle of joy arrives. I believe this one is set in the 30s, 1930s, but Reese Bowen. Mary had asked, "Do you have any pets?" I can't remember. Twilight Fowl, yeah. Haven't read anything like that in a long time. Animals being the main characters. Yep, yep, yep. That is a super, super cute one. I've had, and my last dog, Pia, died in 2020. Oh, yeah. Shoot. That they are family. Respawn is a big name, absolutely. At least I love all animals. Oh, yeah. So sorry to hear that. It's hard to lose a pet that has been with us for a long time and is so deeply loved. You'll know when the right one. Exactly. You'll know the time. So historical cozy. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That Reese Bowen one is a historical mystery. Marriage Spells Murder. Oops, ran out of time, but we'll still cover this one by Bella Colby. First in a new series, Kindle Unlimited. She's a witch sworn off magic, but when Peanuts poison the bad tempered bridegroom, can she summon a solution before the killer gets away with murder? Skylar Blackwood hasn't used magic since the love spell she cast on her high school sweetheart backfired and ruined her marriage. Now she's a wedding celebrant in the sleepy seaside town of Tidewater, where the only magic is the fake kind, performed by her friend and fellow outcast Herb. But Skylar's peaceful life is turned upside down when the grumpy groom drops dead at the altar and Herb is arrested as prime suspect. Worse still, Skylar's ex-husband, who she might still be a teeny bit in love with, shows up as the lead detective on the case as that happens. We will stop there because time has caught up to us. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. And if you're going to be watching it later, thank you for watching it later. Um, no reading sprints from me tonight. But if you do want to do some sprinting tonight, it is on Storm's channel tonight. Storm reads. She starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, no, Mountain Time, so 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be doing sprints tomorrow night at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. I hope you guys have a good week. Tomorrow we'll be looking at regular mysteries. Where did all the time go? Hope to see you all. Yep, in just a little bit. Going to try and be good this morning and not buy everything. I am also of that philosophy. I did good. I didn't buy anything last show. But I'm also trying to say, there's people who are very much interested in the swan crystals, and I'm going to not take up, I don't need them. So I'm letting others have that opportunity. And Ellie says, thank you. See you later. You betcha. All right, guys, have a fabulous Monday. Stay safe. And it says, as it says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Thank you. God bless.